Gordon H. Clark's Religion, Reason, and Revelation, Part 31. Or, for another example, we may select common table salt. It is good to eat, on eggs at least. It is a preservative of pork and olives. It is also essentially a chemical compound. But its constituent parts are sodium and chlorine. These are essentially elements. They are also essentially poisonous to the human system. The salt on pretzels tastes good, but who would put a piece of sodium on his tongue? It is simply not true that parts singly have the same characteristics as the wholes of which they are components. Hodge continues by saying that an infinite number of effects cannot be self-existent. If a chain of 3 links cannot support itself, much less can a chain of 1,000,000 links. Nothing multiplied by infinity is nothing still, unquote. Let us look closely at what Hodge has said. The first of his 3 sentences, that is, an infinite number of effects cannot be self-existent, is the conclusion Hodge should prove. It offers no reason on its own behalf. The second, which presumably is intended as a part of the proof, is an analogy. Hodge supposes that the events of history and nature are like links in a chain, and if a chain of 3 links cannot support itself, much less a chain of 1,000,000 links. Analogies, however, are never valid arguments, and this analogy is particularly bad. In the first place, the picture of a chain whose first link is held by a hook is a far from adequate picture of the connections among the parts of nature. Second, whether it is 3 links or 1,000,000 links or just 1 link, the fact that it cannot float by itself in the air provides no rational basis for concluding that the universe is not self-existent. Eternal self-existence is quite a different concept from that of a link hanging on a hook. Finally, Hodge's third sentence, which seems to bear the form of the main argument, does not clearly attach to the preceding. He had just said that what is true of 3 links must be true of 1,000,000. Now he adds that nothing multiplied by infinity is nothing still. Aside from its doubtful connection with the preceding, for he had not mentioned 0 or multiplication, the sentence is bad arithmetic. It is not true that 0 multiplied by infinity is 0, as one can easily see by realizing that the fraction 2 over 0 and the fraction 3 over 0 are both infinity. Let this much suffice as a horrible example of defending natural theology. Let this suffice also to refute the claim that God's existence can be demonstrated on the basis of observation of nature. The cosmological argument is invalid, and a different type of philosophy is called for. One possibility would be to hold to Christianity at the cost of being irrational. Another possibility, and the one next to be discussed, is the attempt to follow reason, even if it should lead to a repudiation of Christianity and revelation. Thus, reason and faith gives way to the new rubric, reason without faith.